Hello, welcome for joining me. Today I'd like to talk about the projector lens of consciousness and the various modes or phases of consciousness. So, to begin with, I want to start with the projector, and that is consciousness. It is the basic state and the awareness and the pure, unopinionated and unbiased state of consciousness. And from this unopinionated and unbiased state of consciousness, it has no reference, it has no comparisons, it has no ability to judge and discriminate or discern from anything else because it is pure, it is undivided, it is united together in the connection of all that is. So when we are understanding ourselves as this one out of three states, we understand ourselves as the projector. So if we are to take the analogy of consciousness and human beings as we know it and all other forms of sentient life as being a projector. So we have this technology that actually projects light out of it to show an image onto a screen. And this projector, we use it for movies, moving pictures. So the projector you are is this mechanism, is this technology, is this capsule, so to speak, and this form that the awareness can inhabit. It is the awareness that is inhabited into a kind of construct within this, projector, right? Because you can pick up the projector and move it around and like go into other rooms or other rooms in this analogy would be, of course, like other lifetimes or other bodies, right? Other like physical bodies. So when we pick up this, so within this projector screen that we're carrying around, it is a video that it is this technology that we inhabit. And we are not the technology, we are the awareness that inhabits that technology, and it is pure, unbiased, and unadulterated at its very essence, and it is all-inclusive. And it is not only discriminative upon which room it is in, right, so to speak, or the projector and this technology is not itself held or limited to by the idea that it is aware. So consciousness is not limited by the projector, by this technology. It is not limited by just inhabiting this form of a projector. It inhabits all forms. It inhabits all technologies. It inhabits all that is. So the projector that we are at projects this awareness. And this awareness is projecting and functioning based on what bias it has, on the whatever film or whatever data, whatever information is inside of that capsule or that contraption or that technology or that specific projector. Whatever information is inside of that, in the form of this analogy, it would be like a film, right? It would be data of moving pictures and sound that are combined to make a linear display of a movie. So within this movie, within this information that the movie is comprised of, it is projecting using the projector, the technology, which is awareness. It uses that which is projecting is using awareness and consciousness as a medium for it to experience a sequence of pictures and images and sounds, and this stimulation and this constant influx of that is being cycled through the projector and is projecting onto a screen, for instance, in this analogy, is that which is projecting is the based on the data, based on the raw information that is fed into the unbiased, pure projector that is completely neutral. So what is projecting, and those who view the projection, not going to go there yet, but those who view the projection that is being projected, everybody that views the projecting picture and the projecting light is going to have an opinion based on their own data, based on their own information and their own insights and their own biases and opinions. And it doesn't make it right, wrong, good, or bad. It just makes it the data, the raw information that is inside of that projector, right? Because the projector is neutral, the projector doesn't really discriminate between, good or bad pictures or sounds. And it holds a capacity, and it holds a structure for all sounds and pictures, all movies, all different kinds, to move through it and to experience through it. And that which is projecting, is in fact the bias, is in fact the limited data that it has. Because if you're watching a movie about, a romantic love story, and that's the movie that is currently playing, your consciousness is not able to also watch two movies at the same time. Like maybe, for instance, you want to watch a comedy right at the same time. But because of the technology that your consciousness is, it cannot watch those two. It cannot project. It cannot use the capsule or the technology or the contraption of the projector to use two at once. It can only do one movie. You cannot project two movies simultaneously. So, but you as a witness or a viewer of that projection, which is kind of outside of all of this, out of creation. It's absolute. It's absolute infinity. And when you are outside of this creation, when you're outside of this ability to and perceive the movie that is playing, you are thus not able to, or you're not able to really project and you're basing your viewership and your viewing on, you know, what you have seen before. So, and you can judge the movie good or bad, and it will be that way for you. So what is being the projector, what it is projecting is now. It's something that has been accumulated through what has been projected. Now, the projection that you experience now, or the experience now, is from the past. So the projection is kind of your awareness of the projector projecting is somewhat based on the past, because you don't understand what's coming next. From your linear point of view, from just seeing objects move, you know, from here to here, you know, in a straight line, or just seeing it move in space-time, you are limited to identify or to basically choose where the object is going to move, because you are not in the frame of mind, or the perspective of being able to really witness the object move from here, and then cut your linear thinking mind, because you don't really care if the object is moving from here to here. You just want to get to here. So all you have to do is really look at the object here and then visualize what it will look like here, rather than having to go through all of this motion, which is linear and is limited. And if you can just view the object that needs to travel, so to speak, in linear terms, but you have the ability as the eye, as the projector, to simply snip that film and edit it, so to speak, so that you don't have to go through this whole time of having to travel. You can just get the object here and then imagine and think about what it will be like when it's here, and then just that pure imagination and that pure desire to experience that object at a different place in time space, you're able to see that here is where you prefer, and this is just as valid as it going from any other point along the way. So the projection that we experience as our physical reality, right? It's something that is lagging. It's something that is based upon your previous, what you've been projecting previously. It's because of your linear nature and your linear kind of idea of physicality. You don't quite understand non-physicality, and non-physicality is, of course, mind. So the mind is generating the whole entire experience, and the mind is a representation, and the mind is included in consciousness, but it is not exclusive to it. Consciousness includes the mind, but it also includes no mind, because consciousness is pure and it doesn't differentiate. It does not discriminate. So mind is not of consciousness. Consciousness is of mind. And consciousness is inclusive of mind. But is not exclusive to it. So the projection that we experience as the present, right, is in fact based on our past, because it is generated from the moment previous to us now. So that helps us in a way as to make sense of why we imagine things and why we kind of daydream or think about things, is because we are really honestly creating our own experience and our own reality through our thoughts and through the way our thoughts make us feel. But it's not really, the thoughts don't really make us feel. It's the thoughts are just neutral, and then our intelligence is going to kind of shift into feeling good, which is positive, or feeling bad, which is negative. And that shift and that indication is your neutral intelligence, your supreme and ultimate absolute self, indicating to you as a witness that what you're thinking is not in line with the truth of what you are, which is the absolute, which is the infinite, which is the consciousness that is inclusive and is everything. So when you feel bad, it is not true. It is not true to your own pure, connected, and shared self, because all bad feelings are rooted in separation, fear, lack, and just non-negation, non-existence. That's what all negative experience is rooted in, is non-existence. So, and it's just an idea, it's just a thought that non-existence can never occur, because you can never put something in reality and you can never take something out of reality, because where would it come from? It all is inclusive. Everything is inclusive and everything exists all at once. And you cannot take anything in or out of reality, because where would it come from? It's all one. So the projection, again, is being projected by the projector, and this is not something that needs to be determined as right or wrong. It just is, and it's the mechanism for consciousness and the projector to have an experience and make a movie, because that is within the consciousness's power, is to make a movie, which is, in this analogy, it would be representative of our life. The movie is our life, so we get to decide which characters, are in it, and what happens in the movie. And if you are not in agreement with this, that you think that, the movie plays without your role in it, and you don't have a role in this movie, or if your role in this movie is determined by a director or a screenwriter or producer, then you are not really taking on the responsibility of the chance and the opportunity to make a movie and make your movie, because you're letting someone, your mind, create it for you. Okay? So, I hope that this helps, and I hope that this is a little bit of a perspective for you. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on another video.